Spiritual Group. I now respectfully invite Dr. Jyoti Arora to kindly begin her presentation.
A very good afternoon, all of you present here. I will be presenting our research finding on the topic, the Yoga of Time, a Vedic path to positive transformation and spiritual growth. And our research team comprises of 2 members, myself and Abhishek Kumar. So let's begin by understanding the concept. Astrology can play a very crucial role in the path of sadhana. And this is well illustrated in scriptures and also by the cosmic law of Kal or time. Jyotish Shastra can be referred to as Veda Chakshu. You know what Veda Chakshu is? That is the divine eye of Vedas, through which a sadhaka can align its action like worship, mantra, jap, with the rhythm of cosmos or the universe. So the objectives that we weigh are first the role of Jyotish in the spiritual growth of the sadhak, then selection of Muhurat and Nakshatra in Vedic and Tantric sadhana, and spiritual recommendations for deity and sadhana choices as per the nakshatra of the native. That means the nakshatra in which you are born, you can choose your deity as per that. And finally, the role of Kal Shuddhi, that is the role of time in Mantra Siddhi. So there are ample evidences available in our Vedic scriptures that can tell us about the importance of Jyotish that can play in the life of a sadhak. Brihad Parashar Guna Shastra says, Vedanam Chakshu Proktam Jyotisham Karam Chetanam. Jyotish here is declared the eye of Vedas, the revealer of the path of action. In Skanda Puran, Kar Jnanam Vina Karma Nishphalam Syat Prayatananta. That is, without the knowledge of right time, even great effort yields no fruit. A third place says, Nakshatrani Devanam Grahani. That is, the stars and lunar mentions are the houses of gods. That is, in nakshatras, the gods are actually living. In Taittiriya Brahman, it is said, by worshipping the deity in its own nakshatra, the aspirant attains that deity's favor swiftly. So, what Jyotish can do for a sadhak? Jyotish can tell the auspicious planetary alignments, that is Jaya Samayuga, the supportive nakshatra, and the Shubh Muhurat. So, if spiritual practices are done, keeping these things in mind, then the sadhak can accelerate spiritual progress and hence mantra siddhi, and also can attune the inner energies to the Rata, that is the universal order. In Karika Puran, Tantrisara Abhinavduk and Kamikagam, they prescribe specific nakshatras for Diksha, for Mantra Purushcharan, and also for ritual worship. Karika Puran warns, Kala Parma Mukhya Siddha Siddhi Vinishya, that is time is the chief determinant in the success or failure of all rites. Tantrisara also prescribes mantra diksha to be performed during specific nakshatras like Pushya, Anuradha and Shravan, and Vikta Tithis and inauspicious yogas should be avoided. Mahabharat Shanti Parv concludes Kala Sarveshu Bhuteshu Guhyam Akhyatum Aharti, that is time hold the secret for all these. So very important, and so does the Mahurat, which is actually a 48 minutes duration. And Brihat Samhita of Varanasi says the success or failure of any rite or spiritual practices is greatly determined by the choice of Mahurat. So one of the auspicious Mahurat is Brahma Mahurat, which is 1.5 hours before sunrise. And Manusmriti states that a sadhak who awakens at this time to meditate upon self attain longevity, wisdom, and oblation. And because of this hour, nadis are calm, mind is clear, and pran flows harmoniously with the universal rhythm. So this is the ideal time to communicate with the higher self. Another important Mahurat is Abhijit Mahurat, that is 24 minutes before and afternoon and 24 minutes before and after midnight. So this is another very auspicious Mahurat for a sadhak to start any new spiritual practice or diksha or for long-term practices. And even Lord Krishna choose Abhijit Mahurat to initiate this significant intervals. In addition, there are certain other yogas that a sadhak can choose, like Siddha Yoga, Amrit Siddhi Yoga, Sri Pushkar and Sri Pushkar Yogas, and Sarvat Siddhi Yoga. But at the same time, there are some yogas which need to be avoided for any auspicious undertaking, like Panchak. Panchak is the 5 lunar days governed by the last 5 nakshatras of the zodiac. And if you want to do any spiritual practice at this time, then you are advised to advise some purification and protection rituals. In addition, Kakrach Yoga, Dagda Yoga, Prithvi Yoga, some of the other yogas which need to be avoided for undertaking any spiritual practice. Chandra Nakshatra plays a very important role in the life of a sadhak, because when moon transits an auspicious nakshatra that resonates with the sadhak chosen deity, the mind becomes naturally more receptive to higher vibrations. And any puja, any jap, meditation done at this time, it will yield greater results. But at the same time, if you do puja or jap at a time when the lunar transits are malefic, then the same practices may feel more scattered or obstructed and you may not get the desired result. So what Chandra Nakshatra can do for a sadhak, we can tell the optimum day for mantra jap, the best nakshatra for receiving diksha, the best nakshatra also as per the chosen or the specific deity. So Chandra Nakshatra relationship it forms the very heart of the spiritual astrology or Adhyatmic Jyotish. And it transforms astrology into a more subtle psychology, reading not merely the heavens, but the vibrations of the consciousness itself. So, as per the deity chosen, you can choose the specific nakshatras. Pushya is good for Guru Upasana, Anuradha for Bhakti Sadhana, Ashlesha and Magha for Shakti Upasana, Adra and Mula for Shiva Sadhana, and Shravan for Swadhyaya and mantra repetition. Another very important thing in the life of a sadhak is mantra diksha, that is when divine sound is sown into the fertile soil of consciousness. So that also should be done in exalted movements like Guru Pushya Yoga, Abhijit Mahurat, or a good nakshatra like Pushya, Anuradha and Shravan can be chosen. Like Tantrasar declares, when diksha is performed at the right kal, siddhi follows as surely as seed in fertile soil bears fruit. Similarly, long-term practices like Puruscharan should also be done in coordination with the lunar rhythm. Like Shiva Puruscharan thrives well under Adra and Mula Nakshatra, Vishnu Upasana should be done in Shravan, and Shakti Sadhana attain potency during Ashlesha or Magha Nakshatra. So finally, what we can conclude that Jyotish Shastra is a sacred science of aligning human life with the pulse of cosmos. So a sadhak must read the rhythm of the time or the kal and progress smoothly in the path of sadhana. So when sadhak follows the rhythm of the universe, follows the time of the universe, then liberation is not a far goal, it's not a distant hope, and it becomes a natural unfolding of life itself. Finally, we can say that one acts in harmony with time or kal achieves success, while one who acts against it surely faces decline. Thank you.
and she discussed that means in what ways and what times and are important for a sadhak to attain liberation. Who is a sadhak of liberation? So there he has emphasized in various forms and in various ways the importance of time in Vedas. Next presentation.